You read the title. Let's get into it. You need to stop burying your darkness and use it to get everything you want. There's tons of people out there online telling you think positive, think positive, think positive. Get in the right frequency. Manifest it. If you think about what you don't want, you're going to manifest it into your reality and then blah, 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 blah. And they try and get you only to think about the positive side of life, only the fantasy side of life. Here's the problem. You are a dual being. Light does not exist without dark, and positive doesn't exist without negative. If you have negative feelings, you can actually use those feelings to bring you to what you actually want. And so many people don't tell you to do this because they think it's toxic fuel. Let me ask you something. If you are in a car in the middle of the desert and there is a gang of sand people ready to destroy you, and the only thing you have to fuel your car with is coal, and coal is a toxic fuel, are you not going to put the fuel in the car and get the hell out of there? I need you guys to understand that those darker feelings that you feel, the sadness, the anger, the guilt about certain things, the resentment towards certain things, those feelings are very, very powerful. I'm going to give you an example. I originally come from the music business as an artist, producer, engineer, performer. And I used to work a job at Chipotle. I worked at Chipotle for a couple months, from about October to January of maybe 2016. And in January, I had a performance. I left from Chipotle, changed my clothes, got my outfit on for the show. I performed. I killed it. Now, in the crowd, there were some guys who were part of a production company, an artist development company that I knew about and I would love to network with. So one of the guys came up to me and he said, yo, that performance was dope. You want to come to the studio? I said, yeah, of course I want to come to the studio. I'm like, yo, now I'm in with these people who I know about and I wanted to link up with. Holy shit, this is crazy. So go to the studio. All the equipment's disconnected. They're like, oh, yo, we can't even play no music, man. What the hell? I wanted to hear more of your music. I'm like, hey, I know how to fix it. So I go plug in all the wires and shit because I was an engineer. So I go plug in all the wires and whatnot. And they're like, yo, damn, you actually know what you're doing. And played some music. They were impressed. They said, yo, come tomorrow. The head engineer is going to be here. Come tomorrow. So I work my little job at Chipotle, come back the next day to the studio. I walk from Chipotle, about a 40-minute walk to the studio because I didn't want to waste bus fare. I only had so much money for bus fare at the time because I was still broke at Chipotle. So I get to the studio, head engineer is there, but he doesn't say anything to me. He's like wondering why I'm there. So I'm just sitting, chilling. There's a speaker in basically the living room. There was like a living room and a studio. It was literally just two rooms. So there's a speaker in the living room with an aux cord. I hook it up. I play some music from it. And the head engineer guy comes out and I'm thinking, oh shit, he's going to tell me I'm playing this too loud and I'm fucking with his session. And he tells me, yo, who mixed that record? I go, I mixed it. He goes, yo, come tomorrow. I want to see what you can do. So once again, I'm working at Chipotle, finish my Chipotle job, come to the studio, walk for 40 minutes in the snow. He's like, hey man, I want you to run this session. I said, okay. So I run the session, kill it, do a fantastic job recording this artist. And the head engineer, he goes, you're hired. So I literally typed up my email to Chipotle that night and told him I can't come into work the next day, sorry. And I went to the studio and I ran my session. I was getting paid $30 an hour. And at the time that was crazy because minimum wage was like $14 or $12 when I was working at Chipotle. So I was making $30 an hour. Or maybe it was 25. Yeah, I was making $25 an hour. So I was up rich. But I never wanted sound engineering to be my career. I sound engineered out of necessity because I was an artist and I didn't have money and I had to figure out how to record myself and happen to get good at it. So I was always playing my music for them in the studio. And then one day, the head engineer, he just goes, "You're shit, you should quit." As in, don't make music anymore. Your music is not good. Now, me being like, wow, I just got a dream job amongst dream people, amongst people I wanted to be around, guys who are really making moves in the city. "You're shit, you should quit." I don't know if he was joking. I don't know if he was serious, but it was serious to me. So how do you think that made me feel? I was not happy about it. I was quite disappointed, embarrassed. You know what I mean? So what did I do? I could have sat and wallowed in those feelings, but I have a particular problem. When people tell me I can't do things, that's the best thing they can tell me because then I'm gonna do it. So what happened? I observed. I got better at music. I got better at production. I got better at engineering tricks and whatnot. I got better at it all. And then I pulled in hundreds of thousands of streams on Spotify organically, more than all the artists they were working with, the artists that they were invested in. And then they went and told other people, "Hey, Seth Dyer works at our studio and he's doing hundreds of thousands on Spotify and he can help you and he's really good at music." If that engineer never told me I was shit, I should quit, I would never have had those feelings to alchemize. I would never have had that shame and that embarrassment and that anger and that sadness and that disappointment to alchemize into something that became beneficial for me. The problem with so many people is that they stay wallowing in those emotions and they let them eat them from the inside out and destroy all of their goals. I needed to understand something. Any emotion you feel is a gift. One of our blessings and unique attributes as humans is the fact that we have emotions. Emotions are energy. Whether you're sad or happy, you can use it. Whether you're angry or content, you can use both of these things. They're energy. Emotions, energy in motion. The energy is moving, just most people let it move in their head and don't alchemize it into something that can benefit them. You go online on the internet and everybody tries to put you into this overly positive fantasy state and makes you neglect and dismiss all that other fuel that you have access to. I need you to understand something. Fourth hermetic law of the universe, polarity. There is light and dark in the universe. There is hot and cold. There is soft and hard. There is polarity in the universe, in reality, within you. And you cannot neglect one side because you can't live a one-sided reality. You want to get money, for instance. Have you ever seen a one-sided coin? A coin has heads and tails. Have you ever seen a one-sided bill? It has a face side and a art side. Have you ever got a one-sided money transfer? There's a sender and a receiver, but you just want to receive with no sender. Life has both sides. You can't live in a one-sided reality. That's called a fantasy. Okay? So if you're going to live in a dualistic reality, use both sides of the duality. And if you want to, for instance, earn money online, or you want to make more money, or you want to be more impressive to people, you want to be able to have a level of aura, a level of magnetism, a level of being able to communicate your thoughts to people and they pay you. If you're going to do this, you need to utilize both sides of your feelings, the light and the dark. Because why can something glow? If you want to have aura, if you want to have glow, why can something glow? Because there is darkness around it. Darkness must be present for you to glow. Darkness must be present for light to exist. So for instance, in 2021, I managed to get my own studio spot with a business partner of mine. And we made that studio, and the feng shui was all good. And we had the crew there, and we made songs there, and we had clients there, and it was home. It was home. So one day, I have a client call me and he goes, Seth, I'll pay you whatever you want. I have to get in the studio. And I feel a little off, a little weird. Like, I don't know what's going on with this guy, but I needed the money because I was broke. And he e-transferred me the money ahead of time. I charged him double what I normally would have charged because he said he'd pay me anything. Charge him double because I was greedy, which is a different problem, right? So I get to the session and he's late. It's like, okay. And he says, Seth, I don't want to put the microphone in the booth. Can you take the mic out of the booth? There's demons in the booth. I'm like, okay. Take the microphone out the booth to record him. And he goes, Seth, I talked to God last night, and he told me to tell you you're the greatest of all time. Like, thanks. Appreciate it. Start recording this guy. He's recording for 2 hours, and I remember the song. He kept saying coffin, da-da-da-da-da, coffin, blah, 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 coffin, 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 da-da-da-da-da, coffin. Like, okay. Recording him for 2 hours. And I stopped the recording real quick because he messed something up, maybe the word coffin. And he goes, Seth, don't stop me. I can see what's in your head. Don't worry about it. It's okay. Keep going. So I record him again. And then he throws the headphones off and he says, Seth, you don't listen. I need a pen and a pencil. I need to write you a message from the devil. And I'm like, oh shit. Here we go with this. Now I'm in trouble because this guy is obviously on something and is obviously dangerous. Now, the first thing that goes to my head is, am I going to make it out of this alive? Because this was somebody that I knew who walked around armed. So I'm thinking he has a machine on him. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what I can say on YouTube. So I'm thinking he has this on him. And then he says, oh, I forgot my gun today, but I can still kill him with my hands. Bruv. This guy was like bigger than me, mind you. This was when I was like half a skeleton. I was like 120 pounds. I was very sick. And he kind of backs me into a corner, into a chair in the corner of the room and throws 2 punches at me, breaks my glasses. And now I'm like, yo, I cannot go out like this. I have too much swag to go out like this. This can't happen. So I start tussling with him and I end up tossing him over something in the studio. And as he hits the ground, he just like, hey, Seth, please don't hurt me. I'm a scared kid just like you. I'm a scared kid just like you. I'm like, I'm not going to hurt you. I'm not going to hurt you. Just chill. And I start going for my jacket because, mind you, this was one of the coldest days of the year. One of the coldest days of the year. I get my jacket and he's calmer and I'm talking to him. I'm like, it's all good. I'm not going to do anything. I open the door to the studio and I jet down the hallway. And this guy runs after me. Okay? I get through the door. I think he stopped chasing me. I'm running through the parking lot. As I'm running through the parking lot, I get tackled down. Boom. Tackled down to the ground. This guy was chasing me in his socks outside, and I didn't know. He starts trying to choke me out. 3 cars pass me. No one does anything. In the parking lot. 3 cars literally in the parking lot. This guy's trying to choke me out. And he goes, Seth, I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to go to jail. I'm like, no one's going to jail. And he's trying to choke me. And he points to the stars and he says, Seth, you see that star there? That one there? That's you. And then he lets go and he runs away. And I run to a mosque. Okay. And the mosque did not want me there. I told them I needed help and they let me in, helped me out a bit, gave me some water. I was bleeding. They helped me out. Although I could tell they didn't want to help me out. And then back at the studio, police are there because he threatened to harm the guy at the front desk. So he gets taken away. And I come back to the studio. The studio's a mess. Mind you, I told you, this was home. This was home. This was a sacred place for me and my people. People who were, they were my brothers, my family, in terms of making music. Clients, they felt safe there. There was an energy there. This place was torn apart. Someone tried to take my life in basically my home. How do you think that made me feel? Terrified, resentful, scared, angry, ashamed that I wasn't strong enough to prevent this from happening, foolish that I took the session, guilty about being greedy. All these dark emotions, all this dark fuel that it could have just sat in me and turned into poison and destroyed my life. But luckily, it didn't do that. It was a catalyst for me changing my life. I told myself, I said, I can no longer do this. I can no longer be sick. I can no longer take on clients I don't want to take on because I need money. I can no longer be broke. I can no longer live this existence. So I took all of that dark fuel and I got fit. I got money. I got well connected. I got better communication. I learned how to fight. I did so much things for my life because I alchemized all of that dark fuel to become who I am now. Now I maneuver through the world with a different energy, with a different glow, with a different aura, with a different magnetism because I had that darkness. You do not glow without the dark. Do you understand me? Don't let it live inside of you. Alchemize it. Transfer it into something that's actually beneficial for your life. Don't deny it because it's a part of you. You don't always need to rely on it, but when it's there, it's a gift and it can be used. Because once again, there's polarity in life. Got some hell to run away from and some heaven to run towards. But the hell side is more motivating than the heaven side because the hell side has to do with survival and your nervous system. Your nervous system is naturally geared for survival. So if you're maneuvering away from the hell side to get to the heaven side, it's actually okay. Because you're going to get there. That's what matters. And as long as you alchemize those emotions and they don't eat you away, you'll be glad that those events happened in your life. You'll be glad at the times people doubted you. You'll be glad at the times people told you you weren't enough. You'll be glad at the times people thought you couldn't get through. You'll be glad at the times people emotionally harmed you. You'll be glad that it happened because you'll alchemize it into going where you want to go. And that creates aura. That changes your life. That creates magnetism. Speaking of aura and magnetism, I'm running my Aura Academy cohort. You can join the waitlist below. I'm going to teach you how to develop a more powerful aura, communication skills, magnetism that allows you to project your message into the world for the right people to hear it, the right people who want to learn from you and resonate with you. and you can make some money. Because when people know about you, just got to find a way to bill them ethically, and you can change your life. So ultimately, at the end of the day, I want you to understand, don't deny your darkness. Use it. See you tomorrow. Peace.